I don't think this video is going to get many views because people don't really like talking about the economy, and I wish people love talking about the economy because then you wouldn't see horrors like this on the screen. So it's important to understand inflation because a lot of people don't really understand it. Like for them, it's this magical thing where all the salesmen get together and they conspire with each other and they're like, hey, the government, it printed money. Let's all raise the prices tomorrow at 4 p.m. That doesn't happen. What does happen, however, is let's say you have a shortage of gas. When you have a shortage of gas in a socialist country, you're going to get rationing. Okay, the government says you're not allowed to buy more than this amount, even if you have money. So that's what socialists do. A free market economy has its own version of ration, which is raising the price. The gas company, noticing that the gas is flying away from the pump, is going to raise the price. So what does that mean? That means that the people who don't really need gas are going to choose not to buy it because they can't afford it. But the people who desperately need to, they're the ones that are going to pay the extra price. So for example, a person that wants to go on a vacation, he's going to choose not to. He's going to go, well, the gas prices are kind of expensive. Maybe I'm not going to go, or maybe I'm going to take the train. But the truck driver that needs to supply the stores with goods, they can't afford not to buy gas. So they're going to pay extra. Right? But that happens because you have a shortage. That is the core issue. And that is how the free market rations stuff. So the people that say, well, the government could just choose not to tax gas. Okay, you would have the same problem. Because at the end of the day, the gas would be cheaper. Because now the gas tax is gone. But you still have the shortage. You still don't have enough gas being produced. So the prices are still going to go up without the tax. Probably why the government, one of the reasons the government refuses to remove the tax on gas is because it wouldn't fix the problem, which, dare I repeat myself, you don't have enough gas. Now what happens when you just give people money? You throw money at people. It's like, here you go. Have thousands of dollars for free. Well, what happens is that all of a sudden the person that wouldn't have gone on the trip, the person that wouldn't have bought the gas because they don't desperately need it, are now going to buy it. You already have a shortage. Well, now there's even less. The prices will explode. That's the problem with giving people free shit. It sounds like a good idea, but unless you fix the actual problem, which is to increase the number of goods, throwing money at people just raises the price. Now, in a healthy economy where there's a lot of gas to go around, giving free money to people might not be a big problem. Especially if you give it to a couple. Right? Like the very poor, the very needy. Okay, fine. But when you already have like shortages and problems, you're throwing more money, especially you're throwing money to fix inflation. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And I love it. It's like the budget agreement reached late Sunday includes funding for those traveling from out of state for reproductive care. So I love how the progressives made gas more expensive. Like you wouldn't need to give money to people traveling from out of state if the travel was cheap, now would you? By the way, everyone, I'm wondering, it's like, how exactly did the progressives make the gas expensive? Very simple, environmental laws. Like, all of these companies, all of these refineries, and all of these people that are producing gas, they are bombarded with environmental regulations, and they were also incentivized in order to invest into green energy. So that's why there's not enough gas, because after the pandemic, you had a boom of people that just consumed, and then it caused massive shortage, and now they can't keep up with the demand. It's a bottleneck, basically. Like the only solution for this problem would be to allow more gas refineries to be built. It would be to allow people to drill as much as they want for oil, and then you fix the production level. And when you fix the production level, you solve the issue. Like until then, you can print money, you can throw at the problem, you can lower taxes, you can raise that, it doesn't matter. Okay, until you just literally create the thing that people want. This is going to make it worse, by the way. It's going to make it worse for everyone. Like $17 billion in one state, that's a lot. I wonder if they get it from federal funding. So like you're in another state that does its economy properly, but you're still paying taxes to the feds, then the feds give it to California. Now that would be interesting because I don't know how the American economy works. But if it works like I described it, holy shit. I mean, you literally would have states that can piggyback off of other states. Like someone does its economy properly. And by the way, doing your economy properly also means tightening the belt, so the people in your state suffer a little bit because of that. And then, like, that money gets taken and given... Oh, my God. But people don't know. Like, they generally think this is a good thing. And by the way, like, something even worse than this, since I'm on the topic, is price controls. Right? So, price control has been tried in human history and is the thing that ruins economies. So, why do I say this? Well... Imagine the first time it was implemented, like let's say you have a farmer in Russia, and the Soviets come up and they say, well, okay, we're going to do price control because farmers are greedy. So you're only allowed to sell your lettuce for $5 or rubles or whatever currency they had. I'm just making fictional numbers. But let's say they will say, no, the price control is at $5. Now, in order to create the lettuce, you need fertilizer, you need farm workers, you have some expenses that go into creating the lettuce. And the thing is, like, sometimes those expenses can become higher. So let's say you end up in the situation where making the lettuce is $8, but you can only sell it for $5. That means that every time you sell lettuce, you're losing $3. So it's worse than slavery, because at least the slave, when he slaves on the field, he works for free. But in this situation, the farmer works for debt. The more he works, the more he puts himself in debt. So obviously, he's either going to stop working, going to burn his farm, which is what a lot of kulaks did. Why would they? Oh, fuck you, that's why. It's like literally middle finger to the state. Like, you did this to me, I do this to you type of thing. Or he's going to sell it on the black market. But like, this is what happens with price control. So if the government ever goes like, oh, price control for gas or price control for oil, well, the companies will just bankrupt. Like, they will not be able to work. They will shut down. They might work for a while as long as they have some money that they save, but eventually they're just going to shut down. Or they're just going to, like the oil barons, you know, I believe it's OPEC called, like they're just going to stop selling to the US if they put price controls. So when you hear price controls, that is nation economy ruining shit. I have heard the idea being thrown around here and there in various circles in the media, but you should know that if ever implemented, it's going to ruin your country. I mean, other countries throughout human history have been ruined just with the concept of price controls. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.